Sorry for being a little bit late, but me and the boys were talking in the studio and time got away from us, and we're all so giddy about the
Oh God,
Browns'
yeah.
victory that we just can't keep our mind focused on anything.
No,
Um,
I couldn't keep it focused on anything before.
No.
and I'll tell you something else. You know, I'm realizing as I get older, that mentally, uh, I'm not as sharp as I used to be. Could it be Tylenol? Okay.
Maybe.
Right, enough of this. I'll tell you, I'm living at the
Could
wrong
it be
time.
Satan?
Yes, Satan. That's what I think it is. Well, the Browns come off of a victory that nobody thought would happen. I didn't think would happen.
No, I didn't think
All
it
the
would
way
happen.
through the game, I didn't think it was going to happen. At the end of the game, I didn't
Didn't think it would happen.
No. And after,
Even
the,
after
game,
the game, we weren't sure
After
it
the game,
happened.
we didn't think it happened.
I was still, I was staying on the feed and seeing if there was a flag. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I was too. Yeah.
Well, do you know that when the replays that they're showing of the final kick for Andre Schmidt,
Yep.
and it said in yellow letters "flag" on the screen.
They picked it up.
Well, what was it?
I think it was offside or lined up in the neutral zone.
Aha. Well,
I think it was lined. Somebody can go back and look. I think it's.
I mean, that gives a Browns fan a heart attack. That's no good.
Exactly.
So I guess I want to lead off with DeJuan Jones is gone for the season.
He's dead.
Yep. His baby just wrote him a letter. Yeah, he's gone because somebody crushed his knee with their helmet.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really his fault. Normally,
no, he was
overweight.
Minkah Fitzpatrick.
He was.
I mean, it's the same goddamn thing that injured Nick Chubb. This is the kind of thing, and the referees just allow our players to get hammered like this. But I do want to point something out because everybody is got a problem with DeJuan Jones. He didn't play well in the limited time he played. He was jumping off sides. And I have a theory about this. And I don't think that I think this is more medically sound than Tylenol causing autism, okay? I think that this is really medically sound. And I'm going to share the story of what it could mean to a player like DeJuan Jones if he got into proper physical condition to play the game that he's playing. If you watched the Rams and the Eagles game, and it ended in just an exciting way as the Browns game did, a blocked field goal, except in one of the rarest things that I've ever seen, the guy who blocked it managed to get to the ball and return it 61 yards. That would be Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis blocked the kick and kept on moving forward through a crevice, got to the ball, and outran everybody on the field. He hit 18.59 miles per hour running down that field. The fastest a 300-pound plus player has hit since they started recording that in 2017. But believe me,
that's quick.
That is, well, he pulled away from everybody, and he wasn't huffing and puffing either when he got to the end zone.
He would have gotten 7 tickets in Strongsville.
Well, there you go.
and what's the town? Lindale.
So, but the thing is that the guy weighed a lot more last year, and he took the off season to lose weight and to train properly. You know, this is not rocket science. I just, the guy, he lost 26 pounds, but he built strength. And all you have to do is take a look at the highlight of that. And you can't imagine DeJuan Jones doing that. DeJuan Jones shouldn't be walking around at 370 pounds. It's horseshit. And regardless of what happened to his knee, what has repeatedly happened to his knee, you have to believe that weight is a prime contributing factor now to whether he will ever heal to play football again. Because once your knee has been operated on that way,
no, you're dead.
Yeah, and no wonder he was
He
jumping
also
off.
suffered a broken leg or something.
Yeah,
Well,
he's
So
it's no wonder he was jumping on, offsides, or illegal procedure, because he's trying to get a step or a half step that he can't get.
yeah.
So, and I feel badly that the guy got hit that way, but at the same time, if you're drafted high like he was, and there were expectations, you do your best for your employer. And if you don't, then I don't feel that much about it. I really don't. And the Browns will be better off with somebody who maybe doesn't have the upside of DeJuan Jones, but somebody in the here and now who will actually play a little bit more steadily. Let's put it that way. So I just wanted to get that this headline: how Joe Flacco will get another chance to silence the boos, and why there's hope for the Browns offense. First of all, it was the boos that got the boos. The fans are loaded in the stands, so
Well,
you consume
I can't
boos,
blame
you
him,
end
can
up.
you?
No, I was booing too, not
You're
boozing.
saying boo earns. Boo earns.
So I don't understand why Joe Flacco is getting another chance. I really don't. And again, is it really going to make a difference when all is said and done, whether you have 3 or 4 wins in a season? The Browns are the equivalent of the Guardians. The Guardians have pitching, but they can't hit the ball, and they go for long periods of time without scoring runs. They're trying to win every game 3-2. And, I look at the Guardians with, admiration that the players are sticking with it, but the organization just doesn't have the personnel. And even if they got into the playoffs, they'd be gone. I guarantee you they would be gone probably in the 3-game series, they would even make it into the only chance they have to make it into the American League playoffs directly is if Detroit falters. But Detroit has better players than the Guardians do. And it will be very interesting starting tomorrow to see what happens. In the case of the Browns, I don't think that we have an offense, because I think Stefanski's brain has already been read by every defensive coordinator in football, and we don't have Nick Chubb. I mean, we don't have Kareem Hunt either. Now, I think Judkins is a good young running back. He's got a lot to learn, and the running backs that we do have don't have the offensive line. Well, they do actually have the same offensive line, but they're 5 years older and they're injured and crippled.
now the incident with Judkins, that happened like right after OTAs, didn't it? So he never even got any training camp or any of the preseason. So this is his preseason.
That's right.
Now.
Correct.
And
yeah.
you're seeing exactly how good that kid really is.
Oh, yeah. You can see why they
Just
drafted
based
him
by-
in the position that they drafted him. Absolutely.
I still think that they should have taken Travion, because that would have been the perfect fit to replace a Nick Chubb, because he was the speedy guy and the track guy.
The breakaway guy. How is Travion doing?
Not too bad with the Patriots.
Yeah, New England.
Yeah, why don't we see if we can look up some stats on him to see how he's doing? Because I was going to do that, and time got away from me. But it is curious to see the one you left behind, how they end up doing. but I know that expectations are high for him, and they are for Judkins too. And David says Trevion hasn't done anything notable, but David also said that Denzel Ward blocked the kick when he didn't. He's trying to escape. He didn't comment to me. I wrote to him in private messaging. I said, dude, you said on the program, and you actually convinced me that I saw this thing wrong, until you see Kevin Stefanski giving out awards and this and that after the game. And it was Shelby Harrison who blocked the kick.
Yeah,
it wasn't Denzel Ward.
Big white glove that stuck up over the line, batting it down.
Yeah.
It was coming in from the side.
So I want you to write that you were misinformed, David. You made the mistake.
Are we going to fact check everything that's said on here?
I love him. There you go, my man. I've been wrong so many times.
Trevion Henderson on the season has 19 carries for 65 yards.
Nothing's happened.
But he's also got 11 receptions for 73 yards, so he is kind of molding into a little bit of a...
Through 3 games, Drake May only has 106 pass attempts, so it's not like they're really doing a whole hell of a lot.
I mean, and again, when you're a high pick like that, you're going to a lousy team.
And he's also the only one with significant carries with no fumbles on that team.
There you go.
So yeah,
Drake May's got 2. Ramondre Stevenson has 2. Gibson's got 1. So there you go.
All right. Well,
should we juxtapose that with Judkins?
Judkins, according to David, is the leading rusher for rookies, and that's good. And I'll tell you, seeing him make the 2 second half runs in that game made me sure feel a whole lot better, because he was showing he has some feet, I mean, he hopped and found the hole and got through that real quick. And he, I don't think he's not Trevion. All right.
In 2 games, he is leading the team in rushing.
Yeah.
28 carries, 155 yards per attempt, 5.5. When was the last time you saw that number for a running back?
3 years.
Nick Chubb, yeah.
Dave is correct. He is better than Ashton GT by about 13 yards.
And Mason Graham had a 43% win rate on the defensive line, which is insane. You never hear that for a defensive tackle. No. So that
both of those DTs for Michigan are absolute
beasts. That's the word I'm looking for.
Mason Graham is already looking better than Abdul Carter, but what about Paula Abdul? Just thought I would ask.
Have you seen her lately?
What about Jimmy Carter? Does he look better?
Or Don Carter, the bowler.
Jack Carter, the comedian.
Yeah.
And Pat is saying, with Fannin breaking out, any reason
Joe Carter, the Cleveland Indian?
That's right. And Toronto Blue Jay.
Now, any reason to keep David Njoku? And it's like, yes, there's a damn good reason. I mean, these are 2 different players, and Njoku has really become a very good blocker. To be a tight end playing for Kevin Stefanski, you've got to block, and you're an extra lineman in so many cases. Fannin, I think, has better hands than Njoku. Njoku has better size and speed than Fannin has, but I at least like having the 2 tight ends, because that 2 or 3 are going to play at one time all the time with Kevin as the head coach, and at least they can get open. At least there's that.
If you're going to have Flacco back there, you got to have extra blocking, and Judkins got to get better in picking up the blitz, because there was like 1 or 2 horrible plays where he just missed an assignment and Flacco got killed. So,
Well, but the thing about Flacco really makes me wonder. I mean, from a statistical perspective, he has been really poor this year.
If the 55 rating don't lie, man.
I mean, that's 55.6 rating. I mean, he's been
Charlie Fry level, man.
Yeah. And the thing is, he does sometimes guys stand out on film differently, and that the rating or the stat might come because of drop passes or whatever. That's not the case. He looks like a 55.6 rating quarterback.
He does.
With a 40.5 QBR. That's what he looks like. And I don't understand how he is firmly in the seat. And the funny thing is that there were rumors that Stefanski was talking about, possibly they were having conversations, he and Andrew Brown, about, possibly moving Gabriel up. And that turned out to be not the case. And now, you get one win that Joe Flacco had nothing to do with. And let's make this clear. Joe Flacco did nothing in the game to help the Cleveland Browns win.
I mean, as far as wins above average, he was minus, I think.
He's immobile. He's throwing inaccurately. He's throwing an inordinate number of balls out of bounds. He's missing open receivers because he's not citing them because he's intimidated by the pass rush. He suddenly turned into a pillar of salt. He's 40 years old, for God's sakes. And there were people open. I mean, Isaiah Bond was getting open, and and that was the whole thing on the flea flicker.
They missed him.
You have to believe that had to be the primary place he was looking, or where his eyes should have been, because he knows it's a goddamn flea flicker. What's the point of running the play?
Yeah, he wouldn't have been surprised that he got the ball back. Yeah,
you drive all the people in and you get somebody behind them, and that's the point. And you're doing it as a form of trickery because you're having trouble getting receivers open downfield, and he didn't even look. He didn't even look. He just immediately checked down. And that's cowardice. I'm sorry. That's thinking more about Joe Flacco being a dad, which I understand, which is why I think he should retire. Okay. It's like, be a good dad to your kids, be a good husband to your wife. Don't get yourself all beaten to shit and die young. You've had an outstanding career. Isn't it enough that you won the Super Bowl? When is enough enough? This team isn't going anywhere. The fact that he's continuing to want to play, I
don't know.
Yeah, Cleveland's the only place he would play, and there's no chance of really winning here. So it's a source of real irritation to me that a guy's just checking the ball down to prolong his career, and it just doesn't incorporate winning into the equation. And it still bothers me what Stefanski said in the locker room, when he was whipping the players up, giving one of his rabble-rousing speeches. Oh my gosh, look what we did. We should be so proud of ourselves.
Did he have his little index cards with him? Like he usually does. Remember that? I was so cringe.
He turned into Thurston Howell the Third.
Yeah, exactly. And
Jim Backus is now your head coach.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I thought it was Ben Stein there
sometimes he's
for
Mr.
a second.
Magoo, and sometimes he's Thurston Howell the Third.
I was talking to Lovey last night. You got to get the jutting jaw. Yeah. You got to be able to move your chin joint to do that stupid voice. But honestly, Stefanski is not exactly Newt Rockney. Let's be sure about that. But he was dropping F-bombs. He was really trying to relate.
Was he?
Mm-hmm, he was.
Down with the kids or something.
Yeah, he was dropping F-bombs after the game. But
That motherfucker.
But what he said was, that's how we do it. Complimentary football. And it's like,
Looked over at
it was all
Flacco like,
defense and there was no offense. How was that complimentary? I mean, credit the fucking defense because the defense won the game. Period.
Yeah, I mean, we ended up getting the ball in the 9-yard line in the fourth quarter. So, yeah, I think it's down to them.
It's and Stefanski tried to rob us of a touchdown once by refusing to give the ball to Judkins on the 1-yard line and then inducing a penalty against his own team on the next down.
Yeah, we ended up kicking a field goal, being backed up 20 yards.
And that game would have been over the way it turned. Had that happened, the next touchdown we scored, we'd have gone ahead, and that would have been that. But
that would have been the main talking point if we lost that game. That fucking play where we ended up getting backed up all that way. But it wasn't. So everyone's nearly forgotten about it, except for us. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Yeah. Oh, God. The 3-yard flea flicker. So at any rate, we're stuck with Flacco. And as long as we're stuck with Flacco, there's going to be no goddamn offense. And if you want to figure out the way to deprive your defense of keeping their motivation high, it's having to go out and try to win the Cleveland Guardians 3-2 games.
Yeah.
That's what they're, and what's going to happen when, like against the Ravens, you saw how it all fell apart. And it really wasn't the defense statistically that did it. It was Joe Flacco who did it.
Correct.
I don't understand any of it.
I mean, I was convinced second half that it was going to fall apart, that they were going to stop, and Flacco would do something.
Here's the other thing. If you're going to play players for their strength, why is Judkins getting 18 carries and Dylan Sampson 1? I mean, are you not running plays for, you drafted Dylan Sampson as, Dylan Sampson is already better out of the backfield catching balls than Jerome Ford.
Oh, God.
So the only way Ford catches balls, never mind.
Never mind. I mean,
never mind.
He's taken up a roster spot that could go to Greg Larvadan or somebody useful.
Yeah, I just don't get it. But yeah, only 1 carry for Dylan Sampson. And you got to have him on the field because he is, if you're going to check the ball down, check it to somebody who's...
You can catch it and run.
I mean...
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at this nonsense. I mean, it's... I'm looking at the Cleveland receiving.
Oh, God. That's a horror
show. Njoku had 5. Tillman had 3. Fannin had 3. Judy had 1. Isaiah Bond had 2. But now, here's the beauty of it. The name that doesn't come up is Dylan Sampson. Why? Jerome Ford had 4 for 10 yards.
Bang, that's impressive. I mean, if you're running screens to fucking Jerome Ford, man, what is the point of that play ever?
Raul.
Yeah,
Raul.
Quinn Maurice. There's a...
Bring back touchdown Tommy Vardell.
Yeah. Weren't they both from Stanford?
I believe they were. They
did have something in common, I thought.
Stanford fullbacks for some inexplicable reason.
And, who makes these rules up, Jason? Stefanski doesn't have rookie wideouts in his offense.
Yeah, he wants broken down old fuckers in it instead.
The reason you don't have rookie wideouts in the offense is you refuse to draft them. And
Correct.
What ends up happening is you get them off your practice squad, and they're really not good players. Yeah, I think we should go back to Gary Barnage. There's raw speed in the open field.
He was awesome.
And David is really on point.
He is a rookie.
Cindric Steptoe.
Benjamin Watson.
Oh my God, there's just too many.
Travis Benjamin. They're
You know,
everywhere.
I got to do this for David. Cindric Steptoe.
How about Kellen Winslow Jr.
Oh my
with
God.
his M16?
Yeah, he's still doing endos in the Tri-C parking lot right now.
God, that went away real quick. So,
Hey, you can bring back Terrell Pryor.
Oh God, yeah, he's still alive.
He can trade some merchandise for tattoos again or something.
Your gold pants, I think it was, or
yeah. So at any rate, I really would be looking, if I'm going to check down, I'd rather be checking down to Dylan Sampson than to Jerome Ford. Let's be honest about that. But Carson Schwezinger with 10 total and 7 solo tackles. He's proving to be everything we'd hoped that he'd be. And what a drought it's been for the linebacker position. But
wow.
Delpit made some really great hits. And of course, the big play of the game as far as the interception that really turned things in the Browns' favor. And Delpit had 9 total and 6 solos. So Schwezinger and Delpit, and then Devin Bush was third with 7 totals and 3 solos. It's like, how about that?
Yeah. You got to do Peter Alice play the game, or he can even sing.
Well, it's got to be the 4-yard flea flickers.
Oh, wait a minute. I think somebody is
somebody trying to come in.
Yeah, I think David Talevsky. Hi David. How are you?
Hi, David.
Hello, Moo. That was a very low voice.
Yes, I know. I'm Barry White.
Very right.
That's why, David, I want you to contribute to the United Negro College Fund.
It's a terrible thing to waste.
Terrible thing to waste.
Well, I have to send you a check.
I'm
the mind
Barry
is
White.
a terrible thing.
Oh, baby.
We must stop this thing.
Baby. I remember the time I met you at the taco stand and I could not stop farting.
Wow.
I had just eaten 2 chicken burritos, extra spicy. Enough of that. Yeah.
It's like David's going to a strip mall.
I'm the only person who can do Barry White and then turn around and do Casey Kasem. Oh,
but we haven't done Peter Alice.
Oh, yeah. So, Peter Alice. About the big play of the game,
the block kick.
It could be, but they're bringing the German kid out again. Andre Schmidt. And he's lining up the kick. And why is he giving the sign of the cross? No, this can't end up good. Here's the snap and the kick. By golly.
By Jove, I think he's done
it. He really got his foot into that one, and look at it. It's gone through and good.
Straight down the fairway.
Yeah, Peter Alice would be a depressed Henry Higgins in My Fair Lady.
He would be, yeah.
Oh, Eliza.
You should go back to flower selling.
But here's the other. Yes.
I was going to make an interesting point here. I'm going to go on a little bit about.
Really?
I was theorizing things at work. I think we all kind of feel that this is the best draft class Barry's had since he's been here.
Oh God,
and
yeah.
If that carries on with the rookie quarterbacks, you put one of those guys in there, looking at what the schedule is. You get any sort of a competent offense, honest to God, a lot of those games are winnable when you look at who they are.
I agree with you. I think that the problem with the Browns has just been a lack of drafted talent over the years. And you can't live on old veterans who are on their last legs or whatever.
And missing on wide receivers that were drafted.
Yeah, and I've watched the play over and over again of how Jordan Love threw the ball right to Grant Delpit. I can't figure it out. After the game, Matt LaFleur said that he had a choice of plays in his head, and now we'll do two voices, because when I start explaining something that's really stupid, it ends up sounding like Casey Kasem. And he said, I had two plays. The first play was the bootleg that worked every time we ran it. And we just fake the handoff and we run Jordan Love the opposite way. Isaiah McGuire bites on it and we get 12 yards. The other play was the one that we ended up running. Yup. I chose the other one. I mean, what in the world? And I know he's covering for his quarterback, because he'd have to be Mr. Magoo not to have seen Grant Delpit standing there. I mean, it was like, what? I knew I'd come back into this conversation. So I don't know. I'm at a loss to have understood that whole thing.
The Packers lost that game, didn't they?
Yeah, they handed it away to us, and I'm grateful.
I don't know if anyone mentioned, but this game was similar to the 49ers game from 2 years ago.
I don't even remember that.
No, I'm a clean slate every year, because if I remembered everything behind me, I'd be like you, David. No. I have to forget the previous year. I mean, it's like I can't tell you what happened last year with 3 wins and 14 losses. I don't remember. And 2 years ago, what happened against San Francisco? How the fuck do I remember that?
Well, they were undefeated, and we were coming off of the DTR Baltimore game, and they came in our stadium and we beat them.
It's wonderful. Yeah,
vaguely remember that. Yeah,
that's really faith reaffirming. Thank you. That makes me feel good.
And so then we're going to get our ass kicked next week, because we always lose after Victory Monday.
Well, and the Lions absolutely destroyed the Bears.
Well, it's the Bears.
And
but I mean, they rolled up 52 points on them, so
Yeah.
And the thing is, Jordan Love only threw for 183 yards.
Yeah, he was not clever.
And 34 yards go back because of 5 sacks.
Interesting thing about that, a lot of the quarterbacks this year are below 200 yards passing so far. That seems like a trend.
Yeah.
But they're mixing in more run.
Yeah, I would say that the league is figuring out these offenses. I mean, I couldn't sleep, so I was watching some of that Kansas City game last night, and Kansas City is getting stuffed on offense. They got Mahomes and they got Kelsey, but they got fuck all else.
Well, no, and Kelsey and Reed are arguing on the side.
Yeah, exactly. And their wide receivers are blanketed, so they're not getting open. This one kid had to make this amazing catch in the fourth quarter to put the game away. And everybody knows Reed and Kansas City's playbook. Everybody knows Stefanski's playbook. Everybody knows Mike Tomlin's playbook. Everybody knows the fucking Bengals. I mean, the offenses are having a hard time because everybody knows their plays.
Like everybody.
Well, I don't need offensive lines anymore.
Exactly. And offensive lines are all practice squad guys.
Everybody really wants to hear a happy story, a heartwarming story, right?
Oh yeah, really?
Like for some people, the fact that Jimmy Kimmel's going back on television, that would be a happy, heartwarming story. Now, I don't stay up late, so I don't watch late night television. All right. For Andre Schmidt,
not too many people do.
No. Well, but the bottom line is that for whatever reason, Disney caved. I don't pretend to know what goes on in the halls of the oligarchs. I have no idea. But now Andre Schmidt dedicated the game winner to his late mother, and it turns out his mother had passed away, and that's why he did the sign of the cross. Don't listen to Peter Alice about shit like that. She just died unexpectedly 10 days before he reported to the Browns training camp.
Oh.
Really kind of a sad story. It's a great thing for him maybe to heal in some regard. But you
tend to
wonder.
wonder. Yeah, I guess you probably got the same point. You wonder maybe that was in his head during the Bengals game.
Well, or just not exercised. I mean, I'm a real believer that there are people who can use therapy to their advantage. And I would think if you're a place kicker like this, field goal kicker, that so much of it is mental. You got to have all the sharp focus you can. And if there's something that's distracting you, that you want to cope with it. You want to find a way to cope and deal with it. That I always look at the other side of the coin and say, what if he had missed? Would we even know that his mother had passed away?
No idea.
I don't know. And he would still be carrying that with him. And we're lambasting the guy. And his mother had just died.
It's what we do, though, isn't it?
No, but I mean, it's what we do when we don't know.
Exactly.
And if we do know when we do it, that makes us assholes.
Yeah, well, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, it's just so it's great for him that he made the kick, but I hope that it helps him in some way emotionally deal with a loss of that magnitude, because I've spoken about my mother on the air, and that she was 8 years in the throes of Alzheimer's disease, and I watched her go through each horrible phase of that. And by the time she passed away, it was like I was hoping it would happen, because there was an empty slate. It wasn't even a person anymore.
Yeah, it wasn't your mother anymore.
No, and it really hurt. It really did hurt.
I got an interesting thing.
Sighting.
You got what?
I got an interesting thing. I got an interesting point to make. One of my coworkers, his grandfather is 97 years old, still alive, and outlived his mother.
Wow. That's quite a story.
Yes. And the man still cuts his own grass.
Well, there you go. That might be why he's still alive. Is he a Browns fan?
Oh, I don't know.
That could be a reason why he's still alive.
Why he's still alive, yeah. He hasn't jumped off the I-480 bridge yet.
I guess what I'm saying through all of this is,
what are you saying?
When your mother is doing fine, then all of a sudden, man, just suddenly dies. You don't have time to process that at all. No. And knowing that, I feel bad that I was, saying bad things about that. I don't really get off on that sort of thing when I find out there's a bigger story to it.
Wow. I think David Talevsky slipped into his aluminum siding. He's gone now. Is he still there?
I'm still here. I'm just at home right now.
Well, you won't be on for long then.
See, no conspiracy theory can get to David because it's all blocked out by his house.
Does Wisconsin actually have sports radio shows, or they just scream through megaphones?
God, they have the biggest bunch of drunkards in the entire country.
Milwaukee and Madison? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Those are massive.
I know. I'm just. I'm
one
being
for the Badgers and one for the Bucks and the fucking Pukers.
And then there's these stupid things that people say that is going to come back.
Are you going to say something stupid like "I love you"?
No. No.
You got Brian
episode.
And I'm sure you meant to do that, Bronk.
Yes.
The Greg Newsom's quote is that we're going to get more turnovers in our next game, or takeaways, I should say.
Takeaways. Oh,
and the reason,
I love an Indian.
Yeah.
Indian.
This is how I make a living. People for takeaway. I I honestly can't believe he said this. He said, you're going to start seeing these multiply in the weeks to come because the football gods are on our side now.
After one fucking.
Oh no,
Boy.
no.
Oh
No.
no.
Oh, you're tempting fate.
No.
You
No.
know that the people in the replay booths are going, oh, we're going to fuck him. Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's going to Gary Baxter it in the next game or something.
Yeah. No, I mean, they're going to screw the Browns in any way that they can.
Well, his life is in danger now. It absolutely is. So,
yeah.
Well, the Lions play tonight, and then and then it's a road game to the Silverdome. It looks like.
Yeah. Well, the Silverdome's
next
gone.
week.
And rightfully so. That place
is like Ford Field now, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
They blew that
As
up.
if the Fords need any more fucking homages to themselves.
Found on the road dead.
Now leave the Fords alone. They're good friends of mine.
Down at the country club, we see them all the time. Biffy and Bunny and Chad.
It's just that you don't say that if you're a Browns player, you don't say that the football gods because it's not the football gods, it's the NFL. Your problem is with the National Football League, and they fuck you every time at the drive-through. Every time.
I'm not having the tuna. Somebody else can have the tuna. I'm not having the tuna.
Oh no!
But don't eat the tuna.
Well, don't eat it then.
And then we have this thing. Winners and losers from the Browns 13-10 win over the Packers. You know, and this always just is, I know. Is that the way?
Do the losers in Peter Alice's voice. Ooh.
And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like, oh. All right. I don't know what this article doesn't make any sense. They're the loser, Green Bay's offensive line that held us scoreless 3.5 quarters of the game. Now they're really digging deep, and I don't really want to go there. It's just foolishness.
Wow.
Why would not?
No, I do like what Grant Delpit said as opposed to what Greg Newsome said. And he, before the game, had stated that it was a matter of time until the turnovers, the takeaways would start, you know. Yeah. Here's what he said during the week. Quote, opportunities multiply as they're seized. You know who said that? Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu apparently said a lot, allegedly, like I said, that one play could turn into 2, turns into 3. And then after the game, I told you all about Sun Tzu. He said after the game, I do my homework on him. It's like, all right.
That's art cool. Of war. That is the art of war, goddammit.
Yeah, that's right. You don't fuck with that.
No.
So, I thought that was a valid way of looking at things. And I'll tell you what will really increase. The thing that bothered me the most walking away from the game was the obvious fumble that Devin Bush had created on Jacobs, against Jacobs. Yeah. And if you watch that play, and not to I already know it was a fumble and that we recovered. Everybody knows that. But if you look at what Devin Bush did, he poked his hand in to knock that football free. And I see Browns, tackling people from behind, and they're not stripping. They're not stripping the ball. And, these things don't come out of the sky like manna from the heavens. It doesn't work that way. So
big-titted women just don't fall out of the sky. What movie is that from?
Yeah, you have to do something to create the result that you want. And I think that Browns tacklers can do a whole lot more to hold a guy up and have somebody else strip him. there's a lot of techniques, and maybe they're just not being taught to our players, but they should watch the Steelers because the Steelers are really good at that. And I don't throw
Actually,
compliments to the Steelers, just blindly. That's why their defense, it isn't just that they hold teams to lower point totals, it's that they give their
moribund
weak
offense a chance to win.
moribund offense short fields to work with so that
Yeah.
people like Little Hands Pickett and all could actually score some points in the course of a game.
I saw
So-
a stat today that said the Browns are the #1 tackling defense.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
little sister don't miss when she aims her gun. All right. The way they get their hands around people, people aren't busting tackles. They're bringing people down. But, sure, tackling is a great thing. But sometimes when you have a big slamming back, a guy like Jacobs, who, if he builds up a head of steam, like Derrick Henry, he's bad news. But you can, and one guy isn't necessarily going to tackle him. But if you have a guy who's stopping him, the second and third guy in can go for the ball. That's the point. Oh, there's a good remembrance. Bud Carson's 51-0 opening week victory against the Steelers. Who could forget that? 1989. That I won't forget.
I actually met Bud Carson when the Browns played in London. They played a preseason game against the Eagles.
Wow.
So there you
and
go.
David Grayson. I remember him too. Just another
David
one of the
Grayson.
long line of linebackers who didn't amount to a whole hell of a lot. So that's what I can say about the Browns. Before I get out of here, I do want to mention the Guardians.
All right, you're done.
No, and the reason I want to mention the Guardians is because sometimes it's not the player's fault that the organization is cheap. Okay?
Correct.
It's not their fault. You get a chance to play Major League Baseball. You don't get the choice to going to New York or Los Angeles. That doesn't work that way.
No.
You go to the bigs to get to the bigs, and then from there you get the fuck out of the cheap market and you go into a bigger market. You make your money, unless you're Jose Ramirez and
you love it in Cleveland, don't want to go anywhere.
It's hard to explain. I don't know if you heard the story about Jose Ramirez. It's funny. When the reporters come up to talk to him, he says, "No speak English." No, I'm serious.
I know he's like he's a joker. Yeah.
No speak English. And so everyone just would back off him, right?
Right.
A reporter came up to him speaking to him in Spanish. Seriously.
Yeah.
And he looked at him and he said in perfect English, "I don't speak Spanish."
No speaking to Spanish.
Oh, man. But these are guys who are a collection of players, young guys. I'm happy to see young guys getting a chance to play in meaningful games. I'm glad to see the pitchers performing in important games. I think that's really significant. Whether it's something that won't make any difference in the future or not, I don't know. But it's great for the players knowing that they're going out and there will be an immediate reward if they play well. And we're down to the final however many games of the year. And
that's why he doesn't mind Cleveland. He's from the fucking Dominican Republic.
Not sure. I mean, there's got to be.
That's a definite
Cleveland is
step
cleaner.
up.
It's a cleaner city. I'm kidding. I'm sorry. Now Barberton. I'm sorry again.
Youngstown.
Youngstown.
Ash,
Where is everybody? Bunny.
Lordstown, even. Hello.
Lordstown.
Hello.
Oh,
God.
yeah.
Stop.
Not to be confused with the Lords of Flatbush.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey. Or don't get me going on Sylvester Stallone. All right, so here's Rocky Balboa describing the Guardians.
Ew.
I don't know if I can do this without just laughing out loud. A guy like Stephen Kwan, he's left-hander. He's a southpaw,
Yep.
I don't know why he would always sniff like that. He sounds like Joe Banner. Yeah. Some of these guys, I was me personally, I was really happy that that Nolan Jones is gone. Hey, Paulie, look, Nolan Jones, he's gone. I think he's dead or something.
Dead.
Like
So, no, but I mean, this will be an exciting end to the season. You got 3 games with the Tigers. That's what you got here. If you win all 3 games, you'll be a game and a half. You'll be a game and a half ahead of them. And you'll also be, of course, improving your chances for the wild card as well. And it's the thing that's funny is we whipped their ass in what is it, Comerica? Is that their park in Detroit?
Yeah, still
I mean, we whipped their ass there, but they have whipped our ass. I'm still going to call it the Jake because that's what it will always be for me. But at home, we've lost to them, and they've swept us at home, except for one game. I think we won one game at home against them, and the rest they won. So
I'm looking at the playoff bracket, and at the moment, right now, we would be playing Detroit in the wild card round.
Wouldn't that be something?
They would be the 3rd seed, and we're the 6th seed at the moment. So that would be pretty wild. We would have to play them in Detroit.
I mean, you have to figure that Detroit's fortunes have to improve at some point.
It'd be a wild card. Yeah,
they can't keep losing like they've been. You would think that they would be able to get off the schneid, and you figure that you hope that the 6-2 loss to the Twins wasn't the start of something on a negative trend for the Guardians. But the other thing that kills me is that the owners of the team and all they're saying we want a full stadium. It's like, well, why don't you put a full stadium product on the field, you schmucks?
Well, there's an easy solution to a full stadium. Just sell half the tickets to the other team's fans. I mean, that's what happens in the playoffs.
Yeah, and the thing that bothers me about it is 455 consecutive sellouts at the Jake. That didn't happen from other fans coming in. It's because we had Albert Bell and Jim Thome and Kenny Lofton and Carlos Baerga
going on.
We had guys out the Yawi, Manny Ramirez. There was a reason to watch.
Paul Sorrento. Yeah.
Paul Sorrento.
Sandy Alomar Jr.
Yeah. We had a lot of good players. And what happened to the Reds? The Reds were actually above 500 when I looked earlier in the season. He hadn't done a bad job with the Reds, but again, National League is maybe not the American League this year.
They're in 6th place. They're in the playoffs too at the moment.
Well, the fact is, then if he gets the Reds into the playoffs, he has saved the Reds, Pat.
They've got they're 4 games over 500. I mean,
their ownership is very much like Mike Brown.
Yeah,
they do not have a really big payroll, and
can you imagine
they don't pay for quality talent?
If Marge Schott were alive today, can you imagine how she'd be embraced?
Wow. Where's Tony the Cap? I want him to say snide. Get off the snide. That's like one of his catchphrases. The snide.
The schneid.
The schneid.
So this is we got Gavin Williams tomorrow against Skubal, and God only knows that's going to be
Andy Williams.
I mean, Skubal, it has a 2.23 earned run average. I mean, you're not going to get, and he still is 13-5. He's lost 5 games with a 2.23. ERA. That's incredible. Then we've got Bybee against Jack Flaherty, and then Parker Messick, and to be determined. So that for the Tigers. So that's going to be very, very interesting. But
So are these national games or something? I mean, are they like nationally on?
Oh, I don't know.
No.
That's a good
No.
question. I don't know the answer to that.
Well, the Cleveland game's going to be on FDSDE, whatever the hell that is.
Yeah. It took Pat a little while to get what I was saying, but yeah, absolutely.
That's where you were going with that.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Did they have like an umpire like had a heart attack on opening day one time?
Oh, that was horrible.
Yeah, yeah. That was a while ago.
Oh, the video. Did you see the video of it?
It's probably out there. It's right up there with Rudy Tomjanovich getting punched in the face.
That's right. I mean, he staggers. He stumbles backwards and then collapses, and it's like, wow. And that happened when Marge Schott owned the Reds.
It did.
That was the opening game of the year, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
And Marge Schott was all upset because she said it would hurt attendance. Don't you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those were the days, man. Those were the days.
Sieg Heil, Marge. So I'm going to be watching the Guardians because they've earned that. And
they've earned your attention, goddammit.
And I hope that people will show up to the stadium. But if they don't, I understand. Because it's like any product, you got to make the product exciting for the fans, or else the fans aren't going to pay the enormous price of having to, take the family out to the stadium and then the parking and then the food and, all of that.
Yeah,
they're not going to do that.
It's also the end of September where kids have to go to school and
that's right.
People have to go to work and vacation's over and all that shit. So, you're not going to get people showing up this time of year.
So the last thing, the headline, the most frustrating NFL Week 3 losses. The number one was the Packers, because the reason that it was the most frustrating is because they lost to the Browns. This is Bill Barnwell of ESPN. And for every Cleveland sports fan, for God's sakes, understand who the real enemy is and why things are the way they are. This is not the football gods. These are the oligarch gods, the people who implant things into our minds and try to prevent us from being free-thinking people. And they're winning, by the way. They're absolutely winning. And so here's the way they describe. I'll just read the first beginning part. Green Bay loses to Cleveland. After 2 weeks of looking like the best team in football, the Packers and their ever-growing bandwagon crashed out in Cleveland on Sunday as heavy favorites against the lowly Browns.
The lowly Browns. I love that. Lowly.
Hey there, lowly girl. No. Yeah. The lowly Browns. My God, that's got to be the most frustrating loss of all.
That comment.
Spelled a little differently. That's also a whole other connotation.
God. And then this. ACC finds Syracuse for faking injuries against Clemson. Wow. But the injury that Dabo Swinney did to himself after losing to Syracuse was far worse than any of the fake injuries, believe me. Dabo's losing.
He didn't blow out his voice box.
Oh, yeah.
The ref's so bad.
Oh, Dabo's lost his mind at this point, man.
Oh, is he going full Woody Hayes or something?
Oh, God, yeah. He's just out of his mind. Out of his mind at this point, because it's like...
They had to change that the refs swapped sides.
Oh, I did, because I didn't see any of this. I don't know anything about it, so you tell me what happened.
There were some... He kind of questioned some of the calls, but it's like, when you really, because we get to see the slow motion versions of everything,
right?
You can see why everything was called the way that it was called, and of course he hated that. So,
right.
All right.
Oh well.
Now, the other thing, the 49ers have lost Nick Bosa to a torn ACL. He's out for the season.
He's pretty damn brittle, man.
Well, I mean, wear the hat, pay the price.
Ooh.
No, I mean, the thing is that
To be
people,
honest, both of them were.
I mean, people were all over, Kelsey and Taylor Swift and and all the Swifties. It's like the second you bring hell upon yourself when you do that. I don't think anybody wants that shit integrated with their athletics. I just don't believe it. But I feel badly because he's an important player for the 49ers.
Trying to suck in all of her music fans. That's all it is. To try and boost ratings for bad games.
All I have to do is say the name, and the only person talking back to me is a person who hates Taylor Swift, and it's because of political views. So I'm just pointing out that when you turn it around, though, and you wear it on your hat, there's going to be people who, and I saw it on my timeline, and it's like, no, this is just a football player who tore his ACL, who's out for the season, and I get no satisfaction out of that. And I don't care what he believes. Any player who gets his knee ripped out.
Both Joey and Nick had injury issues when they were at Ohio State too.
Yeah, absolutely, they certainly did.
In fact, I think it was Joey that could have come back for the playoffs and
they didn't want
season.
to. Yeah. There was some.
He just completely shut himself down and said he was preparing for the draft.
Well,
and that was in
October,
early October. When he got hurt, it was like they were like six games into the season. When
it was pretty early.
And so they both kind of have a fluffy kind of connotation as far as I'm concerned because of that. And Nick had his own injury issues when he was at Ohio State. And I think he sat out the
there was some bowl game against Notre Dame or something where they didn't bother to show up, and frankly, I can't blame them. But
and Pat Seagramson, I want his dad back. I don't want Brian Callahan's father. I want him back.
Well, I think he wants Brian Callahan to be the head coach, and then you automatically
no. He's being facetious. He's being facetious, and I'm being facetious back, and I'm saying that may be the one thing. I want the old man, not the young man. That's kind of the way.
Young man.
But the only way to get the old man is probably to hire Brian to be the head coach.
Wow. So I got to get out of here. It's 10 after 6. It's time for me I got to jump into a shower and get myself all primed for dinner. And as far as everybody, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Thanks, Brian, for joining us. I hope your circumstance improves for you. I really do.
Thank you.
Thanks to Tony the Calf and the Moose and Moose
and David Talevsky as well.
And David Talevsky, absolutely. Moose, stay in the studio after I pull the plug, okay? Just for a minute. Yeah, okay. This will be like 30 seconds. Question. That's all.
All right. Okay.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll see you around on Friday. Until then, hasta la vista, Pasture Heads. Good night.
Whoa.